Hello, my name is Xutech, and today I will be talking to EVE personality Sort Dragon. Sort Dragon is a member of the IT Alliance, and he's a member of the Black Nova Corporation. And I'm going to be asking him some questions about how he plays EVE online. Okay, hello, Sort Dragon.
Hello.
Hi. Okay. When you first saw EVE Online, what first attracted you to the game? Why did you start playing?
The graphics for the most of it, yeah.
So you had played spaceship simulators in the past?
No, not fully. Not fully, not really. No, not to the extent of EVE.
Okay. Have you played MMOs before that?
Briefly, yes.
What kind?
Diablo, those kind of games.
Oh, okay. So you weren't used to playing with such a large number of people?
No, not really, no. You could say not really.
When you first began playing EVE Online, what was your initial goal in the game?
I didn't have one.
But
I didn't really have one.
what I mean is that did you think that it was simply about amassing wealth, or did you believe it would be important for you to find a large group, that kind of thing?
No, I joined just to try it out at the start, and then, yeah, I slowly built my wealth up, got more characters.
So can you remember the group that you joined initially, your first big group?
Razor was probably my first big group.
And roughly what time was that?
Early 2007, I think.
Okay, so what kind of
2006 probably.
What kind of things were happening at the time?
It was the Delve 1 War, I think it was. Delve 1 War.
So,
yeah. I started the game because my best friend was a director in the Corp Evolution, and he got me into the game. Yeah. Simple as that.
Okay. So what kind of early large-scale experiences did you have in the game? Major battles, that kind of thing?
Fighting on the side of Razor for working for Bob back then. In Razor against Bob in Delve, and then Razor against Insurgency Tri.
Are there any personal experiences that you remember, in particular, from that point in time?
You died.
Pardon?
I remember flying in Razor ships. And if you were in a goon fleet, Razor got primaried by Bob.
Right.
That was just the way it was.
Okay. Moving on to where you are now, can you tell me more about the group you're a part of? The Alliance and the Corporation.
We're IT clowns, as we were supposed to be when we started. Yeah, what can I say? We're 13-member base corporations with numerous old corporations. We have the biggest capital and super capital fleet in the game. Even though, yeah, what else? What would you like to know?
Well, there are a lot of people who don't actually know much more than that about your group, or about Black Nova Corporation in particular. For example, obviously after Delve fell, it didn't exactly fall.
It did fall.
Well, how did you feel about that? How did the people around you feel about that? What were your reactions to that event? Because we don't know from your point of view what happened to you.
Well, it started off with the disbanding from a director from my own corporation, who decided to do the dirty, which is what happens if you get emo.
But
The
okay,
alliance
sorry, just to
disbanded.
interrupt you. If you get emo, what was he? You obviously knew this person in some way. Why would you
I
say
did not know Hargoth personally, actually.
Did
But his position was the same position as me, a director. He had access to the buttons to disband the alliance, and no one knows to this day completely why he did it. There was beliefs of that he said it was because of spite, because he was not happy with the alliance anymore. Yeah. Maybe because, yeah, I don't know, he was a dickhead, probably. Who cares?
Okay. And once it occurred, obviously there's like an amount of time where you're all in shock because you've invested so much time and effort into that alliance, and it's become disconnected.
I don't know, really. I mean, it was the name, yes, but when the alliance went down, it got a lot of beta veterans to log in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people had fun.
So
We were fighting to leave.
So instead of it being a kind of necessarily a bitter event, in some way it did actually kind of re-energize everyone. So what happened?
We enjoyed ourselves.
So what happened? What happened next?
It's pretty well known that we lost all our space.
Okay.
And we're out to Empire. But we always knew that we would be led back to our space in the end, so it was not a real issue, really. Sure, people were pissed off, people were not happy. The corps split up and went their own ways until the formation of IT.
So that was a long time, though, wasn't it? There was still, Solve being
not really. The fight went on for a couple of months, and then corps had their own fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, during that time, I was not in Bob or a Bob corp.
Okay.
So I can't really comment too much on it.
So what did happen to you at that time?
I had fun in Losec.
Okay.
Went a pirate and roamed around in different alliances. Spent my time in Tazy, Losec. Around that area, shot random people. Had fun, enjoyed the game.
And then it seemed that there was a drop in the number of players from that alliance for a while. And there are a lot of questions asked amongst different people viewing the event as to whether or not Bob would reform and what manner it would reform, how it would deal with the situation.
The corps had been together for many years, so it was always known that fans cannot be alive for so long, and they would eventually reform.
Well,
it was always known that.
Well, it may have been to you, but to the people looking at it from outside, it wasn't necessarily a given that that was going to happen. But it was quite surprising. It was quite surprising when IT Alliance formed. Now, how early on did you have any idea that that was going to happen amongst old members?
It was decided at the barbecue as what the name would be.
Okay.
And yeah.
So was that a vote, or like people just standing around coming up with ideas, or
did that barbecue I was not actually at because it was in Sweden, and yeah, I didn't want to go to Sweden for that one.
Did someone in particular choose the name?
It was decided at the barbecue by a unanimous decision, I think. I can't remember. I was not really there.
So other names were floated as well?
Yeah, I heard that other names were floated around. I don't know the names, though.
Mm-hmm. Did everyone like the name?
Seems so. They agreed on it.
Well, I'm talking about in a wider sense, not just the barbecue, but in the larger society. Did you all think it was a good name?
We all liked being clowns, if you're asking that.
Yeah. And you're happy with the mascot? Is another question I was going to ask.
I love the mascot.
Mm.
I love the clown.
Okay.
It helped me get over my fear of clowns.
At what point did you feel that you had become a real member of the group? Was there a particular...
As soon as I joined.
As soon as you joined?
Yeah.
Obviously, you already had a friend who'd been a...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because the last person I talked to said that they had... they were sponsored in by another member